What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I'm out here getting these steps in this morning. Getting out here a little early today, but that's always my preference, to get out here and get a jump. I'm considering upping my step goal from 10,000 to 20,000 for a while. We'll see though. If I do up it to 20,000, I'll let y'all know, and I'll probably release a video or two more per day during that time. But we shall see how that develops. But we gonna talk a bit more about Nofap. I talked about that before. I think it was maybe like 2, possibly 3 weeks ago, and I haven't really revisited that topic. But let's revisit it now. What's got me wanting to revisit it is a comment that I saw yesterday, and I'm not gonna drop the name of the individual because I don't really want to embarrass him. But he mentioned that he had went a while doing it, or not doing it rather, but he went like 5 months practicing Nofap, and then he kind of slid backwards, and he's been struggling to get back on ever since. So I know that many other of you are probably experiencing that as well. You may not go 5 months, you may go longer, but then you kind of, I don't want to say relapse because that sounds kind of bad, but fapping can be an addiction. So maybe relapse is the right word. But he slid backwards. He's started doing it again, and he says that he's been having trouble, stopping. So I'm going to offer a little bit of advice on how to kind of prevent yourself from sliding backwards. One of the things you're going to have to do, and I think this is the key, is you're going to have to avoid things that make you want to do it. If you're watching PORN, you're gonna have to leave that alone because that's a trigger. Like, don't go to your laptop or grab your tablet and go to one of those sites to watch that stuff when you know that there's a 99% chance that if you do this, you're gonna do the other action following. So these things that are kind of like, people refer to them as triggers. And again, that sounds really bad, but it kind of is accurate. Because I really can't think of another word to really describe it other than a trigger. So we'll use triggers. You guys, you like, a certain type of anime that's more on the risque side, girls with bouncing boobies and whatnot. Don't get me wrong. As a man, of course, we all like that. But if this is something that's going to kind of, trigger you, if you will, to do that, you want to leave that alone too. Another thing, like, and this could be harder. Like this next one here, I understand that this one is going to take quite a bit of effort. With the whole watching PORN or watching the risque anime, that's easier to do because you're like physically seeking out that stuff. You're intentionally seeking out that stuff. But another one where, as I say, this is going to take a bit of effort, is you're going to have to stop following these girls on IG. Stop following these accounts that upload adult content on Twitter, because those things are gonna, make you want to do that as well. And if you're trying your best not to do that, you have to avoid certain things. Some would say you're not trying your best if you are following these accounts. So let's put effort into trying our best. So The internet, especially social media, is filled to the brim with, adult content now. And it is going to take some effort in order to avoid some of this, but do it. If you following some of these IG models that every day are uploading these thirst traps, they twerking, they wearing bikinis, unfollow them. You're in the comments, simping for these girls. These are girls that, let's be for real here, they are way out of your league. They're way out of your league. So you really shouldn't be wasting any time on them anyway. You're never going to smash these girls. It's always just going to be you fantasizing of it and, touching yourself to their pictures, which, that doesn't reflect well on you. That's a bit of a loser behavior. And I'm always against you guys partaking in loser behavior. So it's not that you're a loser. You're not a loser. The fact that you are even here, you won to get out of the womb. So you're not a loser, but you're partaking in loser behavior, loser activities. And that's what I want you to stop doing. The watching the PORN, if you're struggling with leaving that alone, maybe this could help you. Think about it like this. I'm not going to walk the way. I'm going to walk this way because that way is about to be a bunch of noise. Actually, no, never mind. The glare of the sun is going to be behind me if I walk that way. So we'll go ahead and continue to walk this way. I'm about to go over the freeway overpass, so I might have to get loud or just run over it. That also works too. But think about it like this. You are getting off to watching another man get laid. Nothing about that sounds good. Nothing about that sounds masculine. Nothing about that sounds like something to be proud of. All right, let's go ahead and hit this run over here. This is the freeway overpass I'm talking about. Ooh. All right, I'm to the other side now. As I were. You're getting off from watching another man get laid. Ask yourself, does that sound good? So sometimes you're gonna have to frame these things in a negative light. You probably don't use that, tactic, but you should start. Frame some of these things in a negative light to kind of refrain from taking place. From taking part rather in these actions. If that's what you have to do, frame something like kind of shame yourself a bit to get out of doing it, do it. Shame, it works. We're in an age now where shame is discouraged. No, shame works. If what you're doing is some loser nonsense, it's okay to let yourself know this is some loser nonsense and I shouldn't be doing it. So let's review. You want to stay away from PORN. All right, you want to stay away from risque anime. I know what the word for risque anime is. I just don't know if it's one of the words that the YouTube algorithm doesn't like or not. So I'm avoiding saying it. So you want to stay away from those two things especially. All right. If you like Bible Black, you're gonna have to leave Bible Black alone. If you like Immoral Sisters, you're gonna have to leave Immoral Sisters alone. Yes, I know what these are, because years ago when these things were new, I watched them. This is before I evolved and stopped taking part in these things. I would never watch that stuff now. but I did once upon a time. That's why I can give you the advice of what to do and what not to do in order to get out of this trap. We got a few trucks on the street. I'm in between Ford Field and Comerica Park again. It's always something happening here. Also, on top of avoid no's, stop following social media accounts that daily, every day, all day share adult content. Like their whole goal is to lure you to their OnlyFans, usually. And I probably shouldn't have said that. Probably should have just said OF. So I will in the future. But that's their goal, is to lure you to their adult content page, their paid adult content page. So unsubscribe from these women. Stop following these women. You have no chances of smashing these women. You're oftentimes watching them smash the guy they actually do like. Get out of their comments simping. Get out of their inbox simping. Just isolate yourself from these things altogether, and you'll find you'll have better results. And of course, take it one day at a time. Okay, I didn't do it for a day. I didn't do it for a week. Take it one day at a time. But the more you isolate yourself from these things that are triggers, the easier it's going to become to resist the urge to do it. So use some of these tips I gave to your advantage. That's the new graphic they got outside the Ford Field. But use these things to your advantage, and good luck to you, man. We're going to revisit this topic again in the future if need be. And again after that if need be, man, because you guys that are struggling with this, I really do want to help you. I sincerely do. So I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Get back out here to these steps. Like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Holler at y'all soon. Peace.